Hi everybody, and welcome to this video on annuities. In this video, we're going to have a look at calculating the balance of a loan. So what we've done in the previous videos is we've looked at what is an annuity, and that's regular payments made at regular time intervals. So we have then looked at how to calculate the present value and how to calculate the future value of these payments, taking into consideration the interest it would have accumulated. In this video, we're going to have a look at calculating a balance of a loan. So at a different time, other than the start or the end of the time period, how much would still be remaining to pay on a loan. Now, if you have a look at a picture, you are making at the picture here, we have X being made for n time periods, and we want to know how much is outstanding at TK, where TK is any amount into the loan. Okay, so what's happened in this situation is you've already made the K payments for that time period, and you have N minus K payments remaining that you have not made. So you want to know what is the balance on the loan. So there's two methods in which you can calculate this balance on the loan. The first one is taking the present value to that time. So adding the interest the present value would have accumulated to get it to time K. The next thing is to subtract the value of those K payments that you have made by using the future value formula to calculate them. If that is one way, so you take the present value to that time period and you take the value of those payments to that time period and you subtract it. Another way of looking at the balance of the loan, which is an equivalent method, is to calculate the present value of the payments that you have not made. So the present value of the N minus K payments. So you should be comfortable with both ways and practice both ways to calculate the balance of the loan, just so that you have some experience. Okay, so let us have a look at an example. So it says Bob borrows R1 million to buy a house. He chooses to repay it over 20 years with monthly payments at an interest rate of 12% per annum compounded monthly. The first question is, what is monthly repayment? So we know that the present value, how much he's borrowed, that is R1 million. We know that the number of years that he'd like to pay it off is 20. The interest rate, the monthly interest rate, is 12% per annum. So 0.12. And we would like to know what are the payments that he's making. So using our present value formula, then we have that the present value is equal to X times 1 minus 1 plus I 12 over 12 to the power of minus 12 times N, all over I 12 over 12. Okay, so remember, if you are making the payments more often than a year, then the nominal interest rate needs to be put over 12, and you need to raise it to the power of M. So you need to find out how many of those payments. So we're substituting. Minus 12 times 20. Because it's 20 years over 0.12 over 12. Okay. Oops, I'm running out of space. So I'll write it over here. So then we're going to solve for X by simplifying what's on the right-hand side of X and dividing both sides by it. So it's the million divided by that whole bit over there. So the 1 minus the interest rate to the power of minus 12 times 20 all over our interest rate. Okay, so I'm just putting that into the calculator. You don't have to do much more than that. I mean, if you wanted to, you could simplify it. However, it's not really needed. If you wanted to, you could. Okay, so when we solve for X, we get that the monthly payments is 11,010 Rand and 86 cents. Okay, the next part now is the part that has the balance of the loan. So it says 5 years later, he wins the lotto and wants to settle his loan. How much is outstanding immediately after his payment at the end of the 5th year? So he has made payments for 5 years. So, I mean, if you think about that example, the K is 5. You know, we want to know the value at the 5th year. So we have two ways of doing it. We can either calculate the present value of the payments he hasn't made. So the payments he has made, he made 5 times 12, so he's made 60 payments, and the payments he has not made is the remaining, so it's 15 times 12, which is 180. Okay, so you want to, if you're using the first method, you're going to calculate the present value of that and subtract it from the amount that he borrowed with the interest added on for 5 years. If you're using the second method, you're going to calculate the present value of that. I'm going to use the second method. So at time 5, at the 5th year, the present value of his loan, okay, maybe if you want to, you can write balance, I don't know, present value, balance, whatever, is equal to the present value of that payment. So we're using the present value formula, so it's X times 1 minus 1 plus 0.12 over 12 to the power of minus 12 times, so the payments that he hasn't made, so the 15, all over 0.012 over 12. Okay, I'm going to simplify it. So our X, we know our monthly payment from our last question is 11,010 Rand 86. This here is 1 minus 1,01 to the power of minus 180, all over 0,01. Then typing that into your calculator, the 11,010.86 times 1 minus 1.01 to the power of minus 180, all over 0.01. So his balance after 5 years is 917,443,18. So that's how much he would have to pay to settle his loan. Let us try the same one. Let us try the first method. So using the present value. So we want the balance of the loan. So at time 5, the balance in the first method is taking the loan amount, so 1 million, and adding the interest it would have accumulated. And then subtracting the future value. So the future value formula I'm putting in here. Of the payments that he's made, so 5 times 12, all over the interest rate. Okay. So let us then calculate this. The 1 million Rand times the interest to the power of, so the 1 million Rand would become 1816696,699 minus the present value of the payments he's made. So the 11,010,86 then for those payments, calculating the present value, so substituting it into the present value formula. So what we get is 899,253,301, and then subtracting them from each other. So 1,816,696,699 minus the other one, and we get the exact same answer. So it doesn't matter which method you use, you will get the same answer. Okay, my rounding is off because I rounded off differently for each one. But yes, come on. Yeah, I get 4. So because I rounded off differently. But I hope that you've understood this method and how to use both methods in calculating the balance of the loan. Please watch our other videos for more information on financial maths. Thank you for watching. Bye.